These are the dots that these guys don't want us to connect. These are the questions they don't want to hear, because they think that we are living in a dictatorship. Now, if other people have resigned their fate into accepting the dictatorial nature of Kenya Kwisha shit show, it's not me. Neither I know it's not you. That's why we are giving them problems on social media, because now that the algorithms are freeing up and our messages can be heard, we no longer have the state-sponsored parrots dominating the narrative. Now we have very many people who can question whatever information they throw at us. So on, if I'm not wrong, July 16th, that's when the DCI first arrested the journalist Macharia Gaitho. He was driving from his home in Kerarapon, Karen, driving into town. When he got somewhere, they started trailing him, and then he drove into the police station, and then they abducted him right inside the police station. Luckily, his son was there taking the footage. It was circulated, and immediately, the police were able to say or to clarify that they were not looking for Macharia Gaitho. They were looking for Francis Gaitho because of a tweet I'd made. What was the tweet about? I was just poking holes into the explanation that had been given by the DCI about the bodies which had been found in Kware, dismembered bodies which had been wrapped in, carefully wrapped in the same model, using the same material, using the same kind of like, kamba, using the same kambas. So I was just saying that this is odd. This is oddly suspicious. How can there be such uniformity and you say you don't know? While at the same time, we've been talking about the missing persons. I think at some point LSK tried to do some documentation, but there has been a systematic, deliberate, choreographed attempt to suppress the actual numbers of those who've been missing, those who've been declared missing. And so the numbers, perhaps, which are being bandied around by the media and the Kenya National Human Rights Commission could not be the actual ones, because we have not even given the relevant agencies the space to pursue the actual tallying. We need to verify how many people have been missing. So most of the family members have also been sold for fear. They are not speaking out. Knowing that, I did a tweet, one of the tweets that went viral, and then that's when they started looking for me. Again, so once they got Macharia Gaitho, and then they said it was me when I saw my name in circulation, people started calling me, hey, where are you, hey, what? And these press releases by DCI, they serve a purpose. They serve a purpose of isolating you from your family, from your friends. When you go somewhere in your local, in whatever, everyone is assuming that you're a criminal. But the good thing is that between then and now, we've had a lot of civic education. Everyone knows who the real criminals are. So anyway, I presented myself that Wednesday in court. No, I presented myself to DCI. First, I went to Mazingira House on Kiambu Road, and then I was told, no, go to Nairobi area. So we went to Nairobi area with my lawyers. They debriefed me. They took my fingerprints and everything and whatnot. And then the next day I went to court. We were arraigned. That's the day we were with Ali Noor. I think it was July 17th or 18th, one of those. And so July was one of my worst months, because 5 days later, then my mom passed away. She passed away on July 23rd. Yeah, so it became, now that moved from that, started handling my mom's funeral preparation, which was happening. The burial took place on August 1st. And then I had a hearing. I had a hearing on August 7th. Had a hearing for that case, the first mention, on August 7th. So I went for the mention. We were discussing, it was pre-trial, I think. That was August 7th, and it was just a day before Nane. I went for my mention, and then I walked out. And then I remember I was with my lawyer. I told my lawyer, those look like fucking cops waiting to arrest me. And then I think she was a bit confused. She did not understand how the game is. But I was telling her, like, those are fucking cops. They're waiting for me. I can tell a cop. I know how fucking cops looks like. I know their posture. I know you. If you come sit next to me, I'll know you are a fucking cop. I don't like sitting next to rats. And because of her, then I walked out. Otherwise, I would never have walked out, or I would have done something like that. I don't know what I would have done. But by the time I was walking out, they're on me like white on rice. They're telling me, hey, twende, nini. I told them, just let me go to my car. I want to take my jacket because I have a feeling I'm going to be sleeping. Because I know you idiots, you're very predictable. So at least they went to my car, they searched it, they did crazy shit. And then now I took my hoodie. And then now that was August 7th, maybe around midday. And then now we drove to Thika. So we drove to Thika to my parents' house. Don't forget, my mom has been laid. Even the flowers were still fresh. This is how heartless these fucking policemen are. They think we are hostile to them. They think we are contemptuous to them. But if you have an experience with police, you never like them. You never love them. You never trust them. I don't know what I'd do if I had an incident. And I know I wouldn't go to the police because they're just having an experience with them. We drove there, and then we left my parents' house. We went to my apartment. They ran it down. They took all my gadgets, my cameras. I had a GoPro. I had a camera I used to shoot content with. They took my flash disk. They took my phones. They took even... These bastards are crazy. And so, from then on, I was like, my safety is threatened anytime I'm going for a mention. If I'm going to be arrested out here, I thought those practices had ended in the Moi era. I didn't know they were still in existence. I didn't know that you could be arrested outside court. I've never had any condemnation from the Law Society of Kenya. I've never had any condemnation from the judiciary. So this practice happens. It's just that it's happening to me and I have a voice. I can speak, I can relay, I can express my disgust at the deteriorating state of Kenya's democracy. Remember, I told you, Kenya right now is a one-party state de facto. It may not be official. Because what have they done? They have captured all the tenets, all the structures, all the whatevers of democracy, all the levers of democracy. They have bought the opposition. Raila Odinga, you've seen him there, shamelessly. And his propagandists, they've become more of Ruto sycophants than Ruto sycophants. So they have captured the opposition. They have captured the legislature. They have captured the judiciary. They have captured the media. They have captured the NGOs. They have captured trade unions. They have captured the churches. So the last bastion of democracy is social media. And this is why every day they just wake up and just say social media, social media. They use social media to be elected, but suddenly it's a problem. Suddenly, now parents are being addressed in condescending language, like, angaliani watoto wenyu, because we are committing crimes on social media. No, we are not. We are speaking. We are educating ourselves. We are learning about corruption. So, anyway, that was on Nane Nane. I don't remember the name of the magistrate of Nane Nane, but he was such a gracious old man. I will get his name. But he gave me a free bond of 100,000. And he listened to my story about me being rearrested outside. And I don't know who he is. And he told me, Mr. Gaitho, I have listened to submissions by your lawyer. And even as I give you this free bond, I will give you some advice. Look over your shoulder. Don't tell people where you're living. Take the basic precautionary measures, because we have seen this movie before. We have seen these occurrences before, and they, when a government is pursuing you, they might employ unconventional means to achieve their ends. I don't know who he was. And ever since, he gave me that ruling and that small, pep talk in open court, that is. My cases were removed from his court and taken somewhere else. I don't know whether it's a coincidence or not, but he understood. He was acutely aware that I am being persecuted. So that was nane on itself. My case was completed by around 1, because the judiciary halls were empty because there was going to be protests. So they were conscious about protests and everything. So they arrested me before the protests. Also, that was another coincidence. So I was like, I don't want to go to court, because these guys, they were already taunting me. They were already telling me in the vehicles, wananiambia wewe uko na kesi mingi, tunaenda tu hivi. They told me they have a big box, so wanaingiza mkono hivi kama the raffle. You've ever seen that raffle? They check tushike ya huyu, because there are so many complaints, because you have been making it a big deal to arrest bloggers. So everyone who has an axe to grind, everyone who cannot understand the broader, facilitations of the constitution now thinks, we can go to DCI. So they go and file complaints, obviously. So, and all of these are people, I only tweet about government officials. I only tweet about people who are paid with our taxes. If you're not paid by my taxes, I don't care about you. I don't give a shit about you. Me, I want the people who are paid by my taxes. Those are the ones I want. Those are the ones I speak about. And if you don't want me to speak about you, it is very simple. Just resign. Leave your fucking job. But you want to squander our taxpayers' money as we look at you, as we clap for you. Who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think you are? If you don't want me to tweet about you, then resign. Resign. If you don't want anyone to talk about you, resign, because now you're living off our taxes and you want to imagine that you are there by birthright and that you don't know anyone explanation. You don't know anyone accountability. Come on, man. And because you can be able to get constitutional offices to bend to your whims, now you can flex that power. Now you can abuse your authority to pursue personal vendetta, which is what it has been. It has been a persecution. It has never been a fair trial. There have never been fair trials. So I, faced with the risk of being rearrested outside court, faced with an unresponsive judiciary that did not even want to hear my woes that I was undergoing as being rearrested outside court. They did not even want to hear. Then I said, let me save my life. Let me save my life. My life is important. Don't make court cases to be like as if they are the ones which are prolonging our lives. My life is important. I will choose my life first, because I don't know where these guys are going to take me next. So I said I won't be going until the day the magistrates will reconsider. They allow me to appear virtually because they understand the nature of this case. They understand that this case has some hidden hands who are manipulating it, but they didn't want to listen. And so on October 22nd, I was in a place where I was staying at the time, and thank you, Cornelius Rono. I've seen your comment, and I just put my Safaricom SIM card for 2 seconds because the vendor I was paying was prompting back to my Safaricom line. For 2 seconds, just putting the SIM card in and removing it. I'm telling you, within 2 hours, there was a lady who had come there. She came pretending to scout. I don't know what. I think she must have coerced the watchman there to give her information and whatnot. The police arrived immediately and the cars were just moonlighting outside. And at around 10 minutes past 7, they pulled up. So they coerced the caretaker to come and knock the door, because that was the only way I was going to open. I looked through the people, and then I sensed, because the caretaker was not very warm as he normally is, I sensed that there is something. So they thought that the house was not open and I was opening, but I was getting my padlock and I went, I locked it. So when they opened, they could not feel it. And then they told me, Mr. Gaitho, we are here to take you. I told them, okay, give me a minute, I get ready. They told me, okay. Then I went to my bedroom and then they shouted. One of them shouted at me in Kikuyu. He told me, "Look, Kirema Odomashi your Twitter." In Kikuyu just says, "Don't tweet." Who is me? Think me I'm somebody to listen to cops? That I put 3 tweets back to back. Then the big blogger started retweeting. Thank you very much. Cyprian Yakundi was one of the first to retweet. When I tweeted, all hell broke loose. They started shouting, "Ume tweet." Somebody from headquarters had called them and told them I've tweeted because they were not online. Ume tweet. They came with their spanners. Within 2 minutes, the door is broken. They got me, put me down. One of them was punching me. And I'm like, "Nini nimekukosea? Nimekukulia bibi? Nimekula demi yako?" These guys, the anger they had, it was not normal. These guys, it's like they go to whoever has sent them. The guy radicalizes them, gives them money and tells them, because they were all angry, they were all on the edge. They were punching me like that. And I'm like, Nini, am I a criminal? Am I a thief? Do you punch Didmas Barasa like that? Huh? Do you punch this Ruben Kiborek, the Baringo MP? The one who raped a minor? Did you punch him like that? Why are you so angry at me? What do I owe you? What the fuck is wrong with these cops? Those guys were they were on hit, literally. Hey, amka, lala chini, amka. Vaa viatu, usivae viatu. Unatukosea heshima. Mnapewa heshima nyinyi, kwanza mujipe heshima kwanza kabla mpewe muitishe heshima ya watu wengine. Mujipe heshima. So our judiciary now is dispensing court orders which are emboldening these police officers to pull up in a very brutal and violent manner. And that is why all of these abductions have been ongoing, because judiciary have been on the fence. So our axe to grind with the judiciary is not because of what and what. It's because they are silently enabling. Like now, my first warrant of arrest was issued by a terrorism court. For what? For tweets. For tweets. This is how your country is sinking day by day. God knows what is happening to the others who don't have a voice, who can't speak like me. And so once you see that DCI tweet and you are retweeting and you're laughing, you don't know how. I never thought, if you'd have asked me in May, that I would be dealing with such issues. I've been shooting content all my life. I've been making content. I was the first blogger in Kenya. Before even Akina Alai knew what internet was. I started making my first blog, which was a football blog called kenyafootball.com, in 2003. Ask the sports journalists, they'll tell you. And I've been blogging all my life. And if you ask me that we are going to get to a point where I am standing in front of a magistrate to defend my tweets, Jesus, I would have slapped you and told you this is fiction. This is a story you're cooking on my behalf or something. So, they took me to Kamukunji the next day because I had 2 court cases. I went back to back. I went to this court and this other court. And I was released. From then on, I've been underground. Because these guys have pulled up on me 3 times. I knew the 4th time is going to be now. Now I'm going to be abducted for real. And I went underground, stopped using Safaricom at all, stopped doing what, stopped anything. Any hint that would direct them to me, I dropped it completely. And it is why we have been telling bloggers to stop bugging us, because we have given you the lowdown, because we have gone through it. When I tell you to drop your Safaricom line, drop it. When I tell you to do this, don't trust X, Y, and Z individual. Don't. Because these are tried and tested formulas. We have correspondent with other people who have gone through the same thing. So now we know. Now we know what happens. Now we know who. The only problem, the cops have gone ham on me. When I had an arrest warrant, there was one issued in August. They sat on it for 2 months until they came to arrest me in October. So 2 months. But this one, you can see it's dated 23rd, but they have published it today, January 2nd. Why? Because yesterday we unveiled somebody called, you heard him, Abel Rotich. Abel Rotich, together with he's a retired major. He had vied as a member of parliament in Soy constituency in 2017. He's working with a team. We were named yesterday. I named 2 KDF officers, not there in official capacity, working undercover. They are on the 21st floor of Cooperative Bank House. They are disguised as a South Sudan, this team, this committee. So you are asking yourself, how can a South Sudan peace committee have all staffers hailing from the Nandi sub-tribe? You understand? These are the dots that these guys don't want us to connect. These are the questions they don't want to hear, because they think that we are living in a dictatorship. Now, if other people have resigned their fate into accepting the dictatorial nature of Kenya Kwisha shit show, it's not me. Neither I know it's not you. That's why we are giving them problems on social media, because now that the algorithms are freeing up and our messages can be heard, we no longer have the state-sponsored parrots dominating the narrative. Now we have very many people who can question whatever information they throw at us.
Let me know your thoughts on the comment section. Thanks for your time. If you are new to this channel, please take a moment to subscribe, give this video a big like, and leave a comment, and also hit the bell button so you get notified when you post next time. God bless you. ALUTA continue. Peace. See you later.